Hello and welcome. It is Sunday. It is afternoon, and I don't know if you can hear my clock chiming. It is 4:30 Eastern time, and that means it's time for a lazy Sunday afternoon, quote unquote, productivity stream where sometimes we're productive and sometimes we're not, but we always have snacks, or at least almost always. Today, I will be snacking. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, and I also have a trip to get ready for, so I'll be in and out and maybe coming in from my phone, maybe logging off at 5:30. So we'll see how that goes. And with me today, I have the one and only Doc Coleman. Say hello to the nice people.
Hello, nice people.
So
the other thing we always have are cats. So so today I am kind of exhausted after doing a book signing out at the Maryland Renaissance Festival yesterday. So I'm going to be continuing on edits for Kindred of Kali because I have not gotten my brain into a shape where it is good enough to tackle starting a new story. And apparently the cat wants attention.
I will be working on packing and a couple images and stuff like that, but I'm not a monster. I remembered to give Catticus his gushy food already, and my roommate is here and will be taking care of Catticus, so he will still get all the love and snuggles and affection he deserves. Mm-hmm. Deserves.
Yes. It's a cat given right?
It's a cat given right. That's so true. So, oh, hey, wait. If I'm using that microphone, I should probably move it slightly closer. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Who knew? Sorry. So I remember when I thought my microphone died and I replaced it. It was the cable.
It was the cable. Yeah, always check the cable.
I checked the cable the last time it died, and it was the USB port on the motherboard of the microphone. So I assumed that's what it was again, without even checking. But my camera did in fact die. It's about 8 years old, and when I plug it in, my computer can no longer see audio devices at all. Like, the device driver shows up and all of them are right there, and sound settings says bleep you. So that was, I had several generous people help me out with tech support and stuff. We reinstalled all the drivers. It's just so old that Logitech doesn't support it for Windows 11.
Yep.
So that was fun.
After 8 years, you're probably in good position for a tech refresh. I mean,
it's lasted me well. I have nothing bad to say about it, and I have a Blue Yeti microphone for sale.
Well, I mean, this is the same concept of why I'm replacing my phone now. It's like I've had it for I think mine's only like 6 or 7 years, but it's like it's time.
So this is the first, like for my birthday at the end of August, I finally got a carrying case to keep the camera safe. You want to know how I've been traveling with it for the last 8 years?
In a Ziploc
sock to keep the lens from getting scratched. A clean, fresh sock, little one, little ankle sock. I had just upgraded its carrying case, and it was like, it took you 8 years to think of that.
So now, guys, the reason that women have all those little socks is not because they think they look cute. It's because they're carrying camera equipment for the surveillance system.
I wouldn't say that's the only reason I have those. They're like the no show, and I can get away with them in some of my dress shoes.
Yeah. Well, hey, it can be multi-purpose, but yeah, the camera systems are out there.
Sure. So let me pop into the comments. Jenny is with us today. Hello. Jenny is working on her Substack post for tomorrow. Awesome. I am going to be reading a flyer for my dad and maybe prepping Monday's podcasts, like the promo imagery. It's weird when you're trying to say imagery and images at the same time and you end up with imagey. So that's the thing that just happened, and you were here for it.
Live on tape. No.
So I'm using my integrated webcam right now, which is doing okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Especially since I had touch-up appearance turned on and adjusted my lighting a lot.
I was gonna say I've been using my integrated webcam the whole time. So
let's see. Mama Maggie is here. Hello and welcome. Oh, Maggie also just posted her first Substack. So everybody's on board with that. Maybe I should get on Substack. I hear all the cool kids are there.
Just what you need. One more place to create content for.
No. I would be resharing the same content from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I would not create fresh content. I'm sorry, Substack. You're awesome, but I'm stretched a little thin. Stretched.
Yeah.
I had a blood draw this week. So
okay.
Not a Catticus injury or anything like that.
I thought you were just bruised from how thin you were being stretched.
Right. I do walk through rooms and find and locate the furniture via hip check. I mean, that's what hips are for, right? Figuring out where the furniture is.
So you find the placement of your furniture through Braille.
Yeah, sure. So, Desdemona is here. Hello. Desdemona is updating some of her World Anvil short story page and then is back to the rewrite. I think last time we were finishing up chapter 17. So are we up to chapter 18? Look at me trying to remember stuff. Aw, Jenny just subbed to Mama Maggie. So awesome. Sako was at an event this weekend. I think it was a dance event. I was slightly unclear, but there were costumes involved. So
yes, yesterday was definitely a costumed event, and Sako posted photographic evidence. I'm not quite sure if she's on her way back today or if she's got more event today.
Yeah. So could somebody tell me what her costume was? Was it just like one of those onesies that like has teeth? Or like there were like attached glowing things, and I was starting to wonder if she was an anglerfish. I don't know. I only saw the head.
I think she was doing the anglerfish because there was this thing about the thing up with the light bulb on top.
Right. Okay. Thank you. I just didn't say, are you cosplaying as a fish? Because that felt like
that just felt it carried the wrong emphasis, right? Yeah. No.
Okay. It came across and all I saw was the head and the glow. So I'm super excited that I got it and I was correct. Because if you ask somebody if they're cosplaying as a fish and they're not, it goes over poorly. If they are, then it's good. Then it's good. So, Desdemona is still on chapter 17. It's long and probably needs to be trimmed. She's 5K into the chapter and still not done. I've been there and cut and then split the chapter into 2 chapters because if you don't want to end at a scene end, you get a cliffhanger, which, is win-win either way. Either you finish the story or, the scene, or you give them a cliffhanger. I heard somebody only writes in cliffhanger.
Except for the end of the book.
No. Except for the end of the book. Because they're standalones.
Cliffhangers are for chapters, not books.
So I have weird associations with cliffhangers because my stepdad's name is Cliff, and I'm also following a YouTuber, TikToker, whatever, named called Dear Modern, that is all about the feng shui of a room and how to arrange it for the energy flow and all that stuff. And his name is Cliff.
Okay.
And most of it's like, hey, if you're near a walking path, it will distract you. If you can't see, if the door is behind you, you're going to be anxious because you can't see who's coming and going behind you. Like it doesn't have to be a lot of woo. It's a lot of reasonable things while referring to energy and all that stuff. And I mean, it totally has a point. So anyway,
if the door is
I highly recommend them.
That is how the ninja will enter and to stab you in the back. No.
Right.
No.
So yeah, you just want to be able to see what's going on, but you don't want to be in the flow of traffic and stuff. So,
Yeah.
and historically, you don't want your bedroom over top the kitchen because fires. And also cooking smells, but also fire, the risk of
Okay.
fire.
See, that sounds like an excellent argument for the kitchen being in a separate house, separate building, away from everything else. But
There's that, but then there's also the, if you don't have that much space, maybe not the place where a fire might spark back up underneath where you're sleeping and unconscious and not paying, not
well,
able to monitor it.
it depends on, do you have people in the house who are going to do late night cooking badly?
Right. I think this is, it's historical, so it's maybe before the advent of electric stoves.
Mm.
So, haha, I'm not the only one. Stimona thinks Dear Modern is great. Doesn't follow Feng Shui perhaps per se, but he has a lot of brilliant ideas. Yeah. So, Desdemona says it might be split. She does have a decent number of cliffhangers in the book.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a Spence. Hey, it's
Spence.
been a minute. How are you doing? It's great to have you. Oh, I just realized, who's doing NaNoWriMo? Is anybody else in Preptober mode?
I'm not exactly in Preptober mode, but I'm going to go back to the first book of the YA trilogy I had attempted a couple years ago, and I'm going to start over. I think I can do a better job and have it nice, be nicer and smoother and less shiny than it was when I did it the first time through.
So I plant. I do some planning and some plotting and some mood chilling. And one of the things I like to do is pick out a seed song for Pandora to set the mood when I'm writing. Mm-hmm. And I realized why I was having trouble listening to the music while writing my last story. It's not because it was music. It's because I picked the mood and everything for one of the characters, and I had 3 point of view characters. And I'm thinking next time I might need to switch up the music between characters.
That's probably a good idea.
So yeah, I was at Capclave. I was on a panel about music and using it to inspire, and some of them just use it to inspire and can't listen while writing at all. And I've talked about it before. I can't listen while editing because my brain's too busy and it's distracting. But I do like to listen while writing, and it can help set the mood and stuff. But different characters have different needs. And, if they have the same jam, then maybe the characters are going to sound a little too much alike. So
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. Oh, and I pulled the internet if I should retry the suburban fantasy or if I should do a space fantasy, and I am completely ignoring the internet because I'm actively querying the space fantasy, the first one, right now, and I said it had serious potential, and so maybe I should rough draft a book in that world so I can actually follow up on that if I'm trying to sell the book.
Okay. So does that mean that the internet's bad advice was to do more contemporary fantasy instead of more space fantasy?
I mean, I think they just liked the idea of suburban fantasy because it was a twist on urban fantasy. And, found family is a huge thing right now. But I'm going to ignore them. Plus, it's playing in the same world, so there's a little less world building, although I have to come up with new aliens. And instead of octopuses, I'm thinking they might look like red pandas.
Okay.
Because I can.
Because you can. And honestly, red pandas are great because they walk upright. And they're very dexterous. So now it just becomes a question of, okay, now you have to say, how would a red panda design a spaceship? Nah.
Right. Well, it's going to be more compact for the most
Mhm.
part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing it based on another fairy tale because that's the vibe I'm going with.
Mhm.
I'm doing Jorinda and Jorindel, which sometimes they're lovers, but sometimes they're brother and sister. And I'm doing the brother and sister one.
Okay. Good
Um,
choice. Don't do both
right?
at the same time.
Yeah, no. So in the story, he gets turned to she gets turned into a bird and he gets turned to stone, and she can fly off, and then she reverts back to her human self again. And she has to try and find the cure to get him from being stone so they can be reunited. In my version, I'm switching it up. She has gambling debts. Her brother takes them over because of things, and he's a good singer known as the Nightingale. And
Okay.
he's captive on a space station that's operates out of the Aether Stream because it's outside of jurisdiction.
He's working in order to pay off the debt, but of course it's going to be one of those contracts where you never actually get it paid off.
Right. And she's trying to find something that she can exchange for her debt and pay back on her own. But she's not a really good judge of character or anything else. And so in the first space fantasy, the shell ship with the space manta rays was attacked and somebody stole a couple of the space manta rays. Guess who was working on that ship? The sister. But the brother doesn't know that she's off doing that. She just disappeared after the contract, and he doesn't know she got kicked off the station. So he hires the red panda to go find his sister for him and be like, look, it's cool. I like working here. I kind of have the hots for, my boss's son. We're good.
But so he's going to hire red pandas to go find his sister who's turned space pirate.
She didn't mean to.
Okay.
It was an accident.
Accidental piracy. Okay. No.
So that's what I've got so far for the plot. I think you have my entire brain dump just now.
Okay.
But I mean, can you see how it can vibe?
I can see how it can vibe. Definitely looking forward to seeing how red panda technology evolves.
And his thing is his parents are never satisfied with anything he does, and he's trying to impress a lady red panda.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a family business, and it's his first time doing a job solo.
Okay.
So, well, without, his parents' help.
Right. No, it's his first adult job without his parents looming over him, right?
Yeah. So popping into the comments, Jenny is debating using Nano for book 3, so kind of prepping for it. Desdemona is doing Preptober and NaNoWriMo, though her prep is going to be chaos since she wants to write the second novel in the series and is still rewriting the first one. I think that totally works because that way, if you have the rough draft of the second one, you know what to set up so that there are plot points and little tidbits that aren't relevant in the first book but are in the second. And it can really work.
You have some freedom to set the hooks for your reader without detracting from your story.
Exactly. So Desdemona does have a playlist for each point of view. See, I thought I was onto something with that.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie is doing a Rebel Nano this year because, she's traveling to Virginia and is turning the Daisy the Werecow shorts into a novel. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun.
Okay.
Maggie says, I'm not a pirate. I'm just the cook. Yep, that's totally her point of view.
But I still get shares.
Right. Wordsmith Sarah is here and lurking over on Twitch, and
she liked on YouTube, but she's over on Twitch because she's feeling
I appreciate all the appreciation. So anyway, it is almost time for a sprint. What do you think?
Yeah, we could do a sprint.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I need snacks, so I mean,
I have snacks.
oh, I wanted to show off my shirt. I may have shown this one off before, but
Yep. And I've got my new Key City.
ooh, nice. I recorded Thursday's video today because of the whole trip. I wasn't sure about scheduling. So I'm talking about cozy fantasy, and I thought the shirt was just right.
Yeah. I love Maggie's comment here. Never mess with the cook. They can ruin your week with a single meal, especially
True.
if you have allergies.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. So, okay, let's go ahead. Oh, nice.
Nope.
Maggie did the video she meant for today as a live for like 30 minutes. That's awesome.
Cool.
So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Where'd my timer go? Did you hide
It's
my
above my
timer?
head.
You hid it. Okay, let's get ready in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Chaka laka laka. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Almost finished rewriting this scene.
I hear you. I'm reworking Dad's promo flyer thing, and I had some tweaks, so I'm working it. Did you have a snack?
Yes, I've had the
Traditional Chex Mix.
The traditional Chex Truffles with some extra M&Ms thrown in. I've been snacking along as I've been writing.
Excellent. I have the kettle corn popcorners today. And the other day I was out to running errands and decided with a friend that we deserved cookies, and we're like, what's still open? And we stumbled across a place called Crumble Cookies that has kind of excessive cookie sizes. It's like half the size of my head.
That's one cookie?
With prices to match, though. So I don't know if I would go there regularly. But for a gourmet cookie, it's pretty good. I just had one of the chocolate chip cookies. They have like 200 flavors, but only 5 in the store at a time. And they switch up flavors weekly or something. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Desdemona says crumble is good, but a lot. Yeah. But we were desperate for warm cookies.
Yep. Sometimes nothing but a warm cookie will do.
Yeah. So, as I said in the comment, I popped out to fold laundry, and I switched out the Feel Away plugin. So, hopefully, Catticus will be chill, or as chill as he gets while I'm gone. For those who are unfamiliar, Feel Away is like Mama Cat pheromones, and it works like a Glade plugin. And I try not to put it underneath anything I love because it's vapor that goes into the air. And I had some artwork originally above it, and the frame was getting an oily residue.
Oh my.
So it's on a wall by itself with nothing I love above it. But we can tell when it's getting low because Catticus starts getting a little more aggressive with his play. So I've found it to be worth it. So popping to the comments, I see that Desdemona is still playing with her World Anvil page. Jenny is halfway through the Substack story. Awesome.
Okay.
So it sounds like everybody had a pretty solid sprint. Solid sprint.
And I just finished my scene.
Nice.
Still a few words while we're talking.
Catticus is getting a good nap in. So Maggie doesn't like the crumble cookies. They're too doughy in the center. These weren't doughy. I do not like a doughy cookie. I like mine crisp. And these weren't quite crisp, but they were at least baked all the way through. Maggie says, if someone wanted raw, warm cookie dough and the risk of salmonella, then I guess they can throw the money at them. I'm not sure if it's the type of cookie because I'm about to have, well, maybe. I probably shouldn't. The chocolate chip was fine. The peanut butter one was a little gooey, but I assumed that was the peanut butter, and this was an apple thing, apple crumble. So there's caramel that would make it soggy, so unclear. Oh, yeah. Desdemona has not had any luck with the Feel Away. I'm sorry.
And honestly, if you want uncooked cookie dough, that's in the refrigerator section at your grocery store.
Pretty much. I'm actually not a cookie dough person. I like my cookies warm and crispy. I like the harder cookies.
For me, there's a time for both. But
true. Warm and soft and gooey straight from the oven.
Yeah. Each has its own time. I usually don't want raw cookie dough with warm, freshly baked cookies. No.
No. But like if I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna get the harder cookie, not the it bends when you fold it cookie. Yeah, no. You enjoy. Oh. Sometimes Mrs. Fields is like that.
I like the soft baked cookies, but Uh, yeah, I do not like cookies that when I bite into them, they explode into shrapnel in my mouth. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's there's a, there's a middle ground there. Where it's
I mhm, yeah.
crisp enough, but not shrapnel inducing.
Sure, sure. Maggie, got a chapter done after changing projects and filled the dishwasher. And says that all the assistant managers at her husband's store were given sample boxes from Crumble Cookie and a gift card for another half dozen, and both times they were horrid. Sorry. Um, Maybe it depends on the cookie. Maybe it depends on the franchise
Yeah,
owner and
I
how
would
they
say
bake
it
their
probably
cookies.
depends on how the franchise is doing things.
Or, I mean, if it's a franchise, they're probably coming to them like pre-batched or with a very specific recipe, but maybe the ovens are not properly calibrated. I don't know. I'm using my rationalize almost anything superpower.
But yeah, sometimes a franchise does make a lot of difference in the quality of the food you get.
Yeah.
Um, I know one of my favorite restaurants up here is Carrabba's, because the Carrabba's near me always does good food. They're well run and well executed. But I found out from some of my friends in Virginia that they hated Carrabba's because uh, uh, the food was bad, and uh, the service was grudging, um, and just determined that it was the difference in management and how the employees adhered to the practices. So
Yeah. Yeah. So it can be a huge difference. Okay. What do you think about another sprint? I think I need to start packing up my laptop.
mm, yeah, I think if we're not going to have things to talk about, we probably should dive into another sprint.
So if you could set the timer this time, I will be switching to my phone at some point in this exercise. Like maybe right now.
Eh, let's
Oof. Their crumble cookies had a 3.5, trending towards the 2.5 for most reviews.
okay. I'm gonna
Let's see.
do something.
Mine has a 4.8. So yeah. Maggie says you may have a point about the franchise differences.
I had my timer was a different tab in the same window,
Yeah.
and that's not working. So I'm gonna have to see if I can resize it a little bit to get it to
Sure. I
show.
just scroll down a little.
Mine wasn't scrolling at all, so I had to resize it a bit. But
Yeah. I do usually shrink it down. So
okay, that's
please hold while we have some technical difficulties. Do,
ridiculous.
do, 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 do,
There we
do,
go.
do.
Nice big numbers right there where you can see them.
Yeah.
Tuck that over in a corner. All right.
Oh, yeah. Maggie says, and they are, yep, we're at the, what's the word called?
Lower
Water
altitude.
table.
Okay.
Maggie says they are from a much lower altitude than we are, and altitude affects how things bake. Yeah. So I would not be surprised. Yeah. Come out of the phone case. Out of the phone case. Okay. So. Okay. You ready for the sprint? Let's do this.
Yeah, I guess so. Not sure what was
Sorry
going
about
on in the case there, but all right. Everybody ready? Starting up in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Chakalaka.
Chakalaka. Okay.
Just a little bit of echo there.
Sako said the traffic looked good, and then she said, or not, because you're stopped. And I said, traffic lights. They're a thing. And we're back. And we have a Sako now.
We have a Sako.
Hi, everybody.
And we have a mobile Morgan. Apparently, the hand of Jim. No.
It was clearly not driving. That was the driver saying hi. So how was your sprint?
I feel like I did pretty good. I got to the end of one chapter and started the next one, so
Yay!
Making progress. And
Sako, I heard you were an anglerfish last night.
I was, and it went wonderfully.
And that's all you're going to say about it.
I saw the picture and I was like, is she an anglerfish? Because that was the first thing I thought of, with the teeth around the face and the glowing orb. But I only saw the face part because of the pictures you were posting. And I was like, I think it's an anglerfish, but if I'm wrong and I ask her if she's a fish,
it just sounds wrong.
But you would have been right.
Yeah.
But Ginny confirmed, so we're good.
Yeah. But if she'd been wrong, it would have been such a bad ask.
Was that a belly dance thing or just a cosplay event? Okay.
Belly dance thing, yeah.
So you did the dance of the anglerfish?
I did the dance of the anglerfish.
Ah, if only there
Oh my
was video.
I've never done the dance of an anglerfish.
It was glowy, and there was lots of spinning, and much fun was had.
That's awesome. I'm super excited.
And there was video, taken by a videographer. So
Ooh.
I look forward to possibly getting video of my performance. I did have one costume oops, because I kept forgetting about the wire orb that was coming from the top of my head. So I would go to take it over my head and go boing.
I'm hearing you didn't practice in costume.
I didn't practice in costume, no.
It's a
I
problem.
should have known, but I should have known.
Dress
but
rehearsal exists for a reason.
They do. They do. You're not wrong.
Especially, I would think that having that on your head like that, you would change the choreography to take it into account.
Yeah.
Either
My
make sure
driver,
it was extra secure and smack it a lot.
my friend who's driving would like you to know that sounds like anglerfish problems.
Yeah, it is. Mhm. Yeah.
So my friend was loading up the car, saying hi to people, saying goodbye to Catticus, and making sure I had everything I need, like my ID.
Oh,
The important to have
yeah.
those things.
That's right. You're in a car on your way to a magical land where there are aurora borealis and stuff.
I know. Look at the glow of the sunset behind me. So I can tell I'm going east.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Let's see. Looking in the comments. So RC Scott showed up, and then of course Sako showed up, and I said hello to them, and then Morgan waved, and then Sako
Lowry showed up.
Joined us. Laurie showed up and said, I'm going to be in and out because I have to finish challenge in a game by 8 p.m. Well,
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, good luck. I hope you beat the challenge.
Yep. Let's see. Sako said that you were moving quickly through traffic, apparently, and then you stopped. Which, of course, is due to the fabled traffic lights.
I do prefer stopping when they're red because the alternative can be a little messy and time-consuming.
Yes.
Yep.
The highway coming home was quite miserable.
So Ginny said hello to RC Scott and Sako.
Hello, Ginny. Who is writing today?
Then Ginny reported that she has finished making chili and got some tea. And
am I invited for chili? Is that where I'm going? To Jenny's house for tea and chili?
That sounds like a good destination to me.
That sounds like a boss.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yep, we're invited. Chili for all. He must make big batches of chili.
You'll have to excuse the dregs of the eyeliner, which refused to come off.
This is like the makeup that will not die, huh?
The makeup that will not die.
Is there a reason to make a small batch of chili?
No, not really. Not as long as we've got refrigeration. Is like if you've got refrigeration or slow cookers, there's no reason to make a small batch of chili. Let's see. Ginny says, I do this way, I can freeze it and I won't have to make it again for a while. Yep. And of course, Mama Maggie says, nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom.
Let's see. And Lowry says, thank you. It seems like I might have to play nonstop until 8 in order to make it. Well, good luck with that. And I hope you make your goal. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pronounce it, Lowry. I guess I'm screwed up, but I'm trying. We were forewarned. I guess I'm just not talking very well today. I do apologize.
Clearly, you haven't had enough cat time today.
Clearly, I haven't had enough sleep today. I had my signing at the Maryland Renaissance Festival yesterday, and I was sore from schlepping things all over the place.
But only schlepping in. Everybody sold you out, right? So you didn't have to take anything home with you?
No, unfortunately, one book hardly sold at all, and the rest of the sales were about middling. So, like, I figured out that from the inventory counts that I had, that they had 61 of my books there, and I ended up bringing 31 back. But actually, I think I had not accounted for 4 more books, which they had held over from last year.
So you sold 20 or 30 books?
So I sold like 33 books.
That sounds respectable.
You're right. That does sound respectable, but I was keeping track of how many books I'd signed during the day, and I did not sign 33 books. So some people apparently bought books and did not come over to the tent to get them signed.
Some people are shy and some people are drunk.
Yeah. I think more likely some people have got drunk friends who are sick and tired of them wasting so much time with this stupid bookstore, and let's go to the pub. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of energy expended yesterday, and
everybody knows the bookstore is the best part of the fair.
Damn straight.
And the swords.
Yep.
And the food. And the songs.
Okay, yes.
Yep. But I am very grateful for my friend Susan, who I ran into as I was on my way back to my car, and she volunteered to pull my wagon full of stuff for me, and that made the going much easier for me.
Ah, that's so good.
Yeah. But I think without her, I probably would have had to bail on this stream today. But
yeah.
Well, 3 cheers for Susan then.
Yes. Hip hip huzzah.
Oh. So how about another sprint?
If we're going to another sprint, I should probably just sign off. I will be at the airport and dealing with checking in and stuff by that time. But thanks everyone for coming. Definitely stick around and hang out with Doc and Sako. They are amazing people. And this week I was blogging about writing science fiction and fantasy from the margins and sharing notes from marginalized writers talking about their experiences. And I was talking about my weekend at Catclave, which was an amazing weekend, even if it started off a little rocky with
an accidental mistake of improperly labeled things in the bathroom, right?
And also learning that Rockville, Maryland has not 1, but 2 Hiltons.
Yep.
So that was an expensive mistake.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's pictures and stuff. It's on morganhazelwood.com, and you can find all my links and stuff. So I will catch y'all later and have a great weekend.
All right.
Whatever. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye.
All right. So Mama Maggie, to finish up with some comments, Mama Maggie said she likes to freeze cups of chili to pour over chips or rice later. Lowry said, I did finally get the name right, so I'm glad of that. And Ginny, of course, says, let's get back to writing and outlining. And also says that she loves pouring the chili over Fritos with sharp cheddar cheese on top. This is good.
We call that a walking taco at war.
Okay.
They make chili and they put it in a bag full of Fritos and put cheese all over it and give you a plastic fork, and
I think they also serve that at Hard Times, but I forget what they call it.
Oh, I don't Frito pie or
Yeah,
whatever
something
it
like
was. Yeah. Yeah.
Mama Maggie says that 33 books is pretty good. And
Mhm.
yeah, it just took me a while to realize that was how many I saw.
Yeah, because that's not how many you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenny's wished Morgan a safe trip. And so did Lowry. And Mama. And yep, Mama
Frito
says
pie.
in the South they call them Frito pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the
So
North, apparently, too.
it's just after 6, so we've got time to get in one last 23-minute sprint. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Boom shakalaka. Oh yeah. And we're back. All right. How did everybody's sprints go?
Well, my sprint went pretty good. I reviewed a video that I shot and edited before I left. And I sent it off to the show that is to happen on the 20th, question mark.
Okay.
The deadline for putting in for the show was the 13th, so I think I made it.
Okay. My sprint actually went pretty decently. Let's see. I finished one scene and I seem to be doing well in the next scene. I think I'm hitting to some of the parts of the book where I was more in my stride, and I've got less notes. So we'll see how that goes. Not that there's not notes I still have to think on. I know there's been
for sure, but it there's more of a clip to it.
Yeah, there's definitely been things. It's like I will deal with that note later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, some of them it's like, okay, you've got to deal with it now, and sometimes it's like you probably
highlight this and handle it.
You probably have a point. I will deal with it later when I've got more brain. But, okay. So let's jump into the comments.
Desdemona.
Let's see. Jenny was saying, going back to the Frito pie story, she was saying that walking tacos in her area are a Dorito in a bag with taco stuffing in it. She says she never knew that people did that with chili, and it's like, I've never heard of people just dumping taco meat in a bag of Doritos, though. You know, dump some meat and some cheese in there. I guess you're making your own nachos on the road.
Yeah, that's why we call it a walking taco.
Yeah. So Jen writes romance dropped in, and people said hi to her.
Yeah, I got to hang out with Heather. She has like some like stutters happening, so sometimes she needed a little help, like moderating panels and getting her thought across in a timely fashion. But she's a sweet person. I love her dearly.
Okay. And you said that it was a fun challenge?
It was a challenge because she had that stutter. So it would take her 15 minutes to get out a sentence.
Okay.
So
that sounds like a really bad stutter. All right.
Yes, it was a pretty bad
I can
stutter.
see how that's both a challenge in terms of trying to assemble the ideas and trying to find ways to help her move the ideas along without talking for her.
Right. Exactly.
As long as she was okay with what you did.
Yeah, I think she was.
Let's see. RC Scott noticed that you were on the screen.
Yes.
Seems a little late, but okay. Said hi to Ginny.
Felicia.
Hey, Felicia stopped by and said hello. Good to see you.
Stream hoppers unite.
And let's see. And she said hey to you, Sako.
Yes, she did.
And Jen said hi to me. I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired and wrung out today, and fortunately, I woke up with some dirt or something in my eye, and it's finally stopped tearing.
Good.
Yeah, I was like, that was bugging me for like hours today.
Oh no.
Yeah. Sako said hey to Felicia. Larry's actually going to do some writing and hope doesn't screw herself over with the game. Okay.
I am curious about this game.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as well.
Also, hi, Kitty.
Desdemona said, "Welcome back." Hello, Kitty. Someone has decided it's probably time to be fed. And Desdemona said that she was about to upload the latest short story to her World Enver page. Okay, that's cool.
I am tempted to figure out what I would use World Anvil for. It seems to be a good way to put together a series Bible. But I don't want to spend so much time putting together the series Bible that I don't actually write.
Yeah, I can see that.
As opposed to like updating the series Bible as I write so that I know like who has blue eyes and what is the main character wearing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I should probably do something like that. I'm one of those people that other writers hate in that I just carry all that stuff in my head.
Yeah.
And it's like one day I will be old and my brain will start to fall apart and I will still want to write stuff. So I better have notes by the time I get there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ginny said that she's almost done with the Substack story, that she got a little stuck, but figured it out. That's good.
Nice.
Mama Maggie says she's editing and watching the football game while mocking hubby with that the Orange Broncos uniforms are making me crave sherbet. What doesn't go with football other than frozen ice, right? Just what you want in the fall. Chili and sherbet, two great things that go great together. And she says that Ginny's version is how they do walking tacos where she is. And she agrees that Heather is a sweet person. And Jen says that she admires her for doing all the panels and stuff.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes that's doing public appearances like that is a way for people to try to work through the stutter.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
Jen appreciated Trill. Apparently, Desmond agrees that the World Anvil is fantastic for world building.
Yep, that's what I hear.
Yep, and more praise for my feline overlord. And Jen saying that her cat is getting used to the new place and seems to be enjoying it. And that sounds good.
That's yay, new place.
Yay, new place, and yay, cat accepting the new place. Because cat not accepting the new place is not a fun life. But
that is chasing the cat when they try to go back to the old place.
Yeah, less afraid of that and more of some of the ways that cats can show their disapproval of the new place.
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
But and let's see. Desdemona says there's lots of prompts if you want ideas for more stuff. She edits her World Anvil page while also writes her novels, so they both line up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that is interesting. And yeah, Desdemona also agrees that she has been there with the unhappy cat drama.
So much pee.
So much pee everywhere.
Ha.
Yeah, that is not happy. Especially when it's those mornings when you wake up and the cat is on top of you peeing. So let's see. And Jen says that he's been a bit scared, but he's much more spoiled here, and he can sleep with her if he wants to. So he is cozy. I think he's appreciating that he's finally getting somewhere near the appropriate amount of attention.
Yay, cozy. Speaking of cozy, it is 6:34. Hello, living scarecrow.
All right, I'm just gonna turn off that. Sorry. Hey, thanks for living scarecrow to drop into the Twitch channel. We are actually just about to wrap things up. Yeah, Desmond says, thankfully her cat hasn't gone that far as being on top of you, and you should be glad of that, because that is not a fun way to wake up. So glad to hear that you're doing fine, Scarecrow. But we're doing pretty good. But we're also about to wrap up for the evening. So you came in just at the tail end.
Also, Morgan was here earlier, but she was on her way to the airport. So
yep. She had to leave for vacation in the middle of stream, and she only took us part way. So we're not seeing her exciting view of airport security right now, so we should probably be glad of that. So Sako, why don't you didn't have a chance to give an intro, but go ahead and lead off with your outro.
Howdy neighbors, I'm Sako Tumi, also known as Voit, and I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic novelist, graphic artist, graphic designer, that thing that makes visual things. If it's visual, I do it. If you are interested in videos that pertain to marketing for authors, I have a little playlist of them on my channel, Sako Tumi Voit. And it's got not stuff from me because I'm working on a course on the matter, but there is a bunch of other author tubers who have something to say on the topic. So you should drop by sometime. I would love to see you.
Okay. And I am Doc Coleman. I write about mad science, manners, and mayhem. And if you're interested in reading some of my steampunk comedy adventure stories, then you can go to your favorite search engine and search on Doc Coleman Steampunk. And that will point you to my Amazon author page, my page at doccoleman.com. And you can look at samples of my work and decide if it's something that you need in your life or need to give to someone you love. Because holidays are coming up and books make great presents.
Yes, they do.
So, and Morgan Hazelwood is off on vacation. But I'm sure if she were here, she would thank you all for joining her in her stream and remind you that she's on just about every social media known to man as Morgan Hazelwood, except for X, which isn't worth talking about because it's a burning fire. So while Morgan is off enjoying her vacation, I'm going to let you all go on her behalf and enjoy your week of writing and creating until we come back and see what we're going to do next week. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here.